Single parents, what's your best dating story? I'd been a single mom for 3 years when I matched with Ryan on a dating app. My profile was brutally honest. Have a 7-year-old son. He comes first. If you're not ready to be second place to a kid who thinks dinosaurs are still alive, swipe left. Ryan's first message was, my nephew thinks birds are dinosaurs. Should we let them duke it out? We texted for weeks before meeting. I was upfront about everything. Custody schedules, bedtime routines, the fact that romantic dinners meant eating leftover mac and cheese at 9 p.m. after my son Caleb was asleep. Ryan never flinched. Our first date was a disaster by normal standards. I'd arranged a babysitter, but she canceled last minute. I texted Ryan apologizing, saying we'd have to reschedule. He replied, or we could take Caleb to the science museum. I hear they have a new T-Rex exhibit. I almost cried. 3 years of guys either ghosting when they learned about Caleb or pretending he didn't exist. And here was someone suggesting he join our first date. The museum was packed. Caleb immediately announced to Ryan that his last tooth fell out and he got $5 from the tooth fairy. Ryan seriously replied, only 5? In this economy, that fairy needs to adjust for inflation. Caleb laughed so hard he snorted. I hadn't heard him laugh like that since the divorce. At the dinosaur exhibit, Ryan and Caleb got into a heated debate about whether T-Rex arms were useful. Ryan argued they were perfect for close-up combat. Caleb insisted they were useless. They acted out different scenarios. Ryan pretending to be a T-Rex trying to make a sandwich with tiny arms. Other parents were staring, but not in a bad way. Then disaster struck. Caleb got overwhelmed by the crowds and had a meltdown. Full screaming, crying, the works. Other parents gave me those judging looks. I was mortified, trying to calm him while apologizing to Ryan. Ryan knelt down to Caleb's level. Hey buddy, it's really loud in here, huh? Want to see something cool outside? He led us to a quiet spot in the museum garden. Then he pulled out his phone and showed Caleb a time-lapse video of clouds moving. When I feel overwhelmed, I watch this. See how the clouds just keep floating no matter what? That's what we need to do. Just keep floating. Caleb watched, mesmerized, slowly calming down. Within 10 minutes, he was asking Ryan about different cloud types. That's when I knew Ryan was different. We dated for 6 months before he met my ex-husband during a custody exchange. My ex, trying to mark territory, made a snide comment about Ryan being Caleb's new daddy. Ryan calmly replied, no, Caleb has a dad. I'm just hoping to be his friend who happens to love his mom. My ex had no response. Caleb piped up, and he knows all the dinosaur names, dad, even the hard ones. A year in, Ryan moved in. I was terrified. Living with someone who wasn't Caleb's father felt like betraying both of them. The first morning, I woke up to find Ryan and Caleb in the kitchen. They'd made a blanket fort and were eating cereal inside it, discussing whether aliens existed. You're up early, I said to Ryan. Caleb says Saturday mornings are for cartoons and sugar cereal. He replied, house rules are house rules. 2 years later, Ryan proposed. Not to me, to both of us. He took us to the museum where we'd had our first date. In front of the T-Rex, he got on one knee and pulled out 2 boxes. A ring for me and a compass for Caleb. Caleb, he said, I want to marry your mom, but only if you're okay with it. This compass is my promise to you. I'll always help you find your way, but I'll never try to replace your dad. Caleb studied the compass seriously, then asked, will you still make pancakes on Sundays? Dinosaur shapes? Obviously. Then okay. We got married last spring. Caleb was Ryan's best man. During the reception, my ex actually pulled Ryan aside. I was worried until I saw them shaking hands. Later, Ryan told me my ex had thanked him for being good to Caleb, but here's my favorite part. Last month, Caleb had to do a school project about his hero. I assumed he'd pick his dad or a sports star. Instead, he stood up and talked about Ryan, not as his stepdad, but as the person who showed me that families can grow bigger and still have room for everyone. Ryan cried when he saw the presentation video. So did I. So did my ex-husband's new wife, surprisingly. Dating as a single parent is mostly horror stories, but sometimes you find someone who doesn't just accept your kid, they choose them, wholly and completely. Tiny T-Rex arms and all.